Hello, so I'm going to show how to draw side profiles or streetscape drawings using my points, my survey points. So basically, here's a drawing of a survey that I just did in the field. We've got basically 5 houses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got the plan view from the top. They needed to see front view elevations, so it's called a streetscape, so the way the houses will look from the street. So I've done this. I've done this using the same method that I'm going to show. So now I'm going to do just a simple side view of this house, basically. So what that means is, if you look at this picture, that's the side view. So we want to show the location of these windows and the openings. And I've got a page of field notes, which is this. Basically shows the window sizes. I've got these numbers are my survey point shot numbers. So I've got the corner of this window shot as point number 273. Same as here, 274. So basically I've got the corner shot and then I've got a dimension with a tape. So I should be able to draw them. So for each window, seems like I took one shot at the top right corner, except these two last ones, which I guess I couldn't see, but I've got the sizes, and we can assume that they're kind of centered on the wall. So we're gonna make some kind of assumption for this window, but the rest of them we have shots, so we should be able to position them and draw them accurately. So the first thing I need to do is make sure my points in my file are 3D, three-dimensional. So that means if I type in the command ID and I select the node of this point, it's got a Z value of 82.438. Okay, and the way I make sure of that is I go into my points, properties, and I've got a style here called 3D. So 3D would show them as three-dimensional. If I use standard, it will be standard. And I'm assuming that you know how to make them 3D. So what I need to do is I like to create two viewports. So I go in here, viewports, two, and vertical is fine. So now I've got two views, basically two independent view. Right now they're both UCS is at world coordinates and plan view. So on this one I want to change my UCS so that it is orthometric to this line of the house. So I'll just pick that line, for example. I could pick the property line. For simplicity, I'm just going to pick this line. So I'm going to type the command. I'm going to make sure that this window is active. Type in UCS OB for object, and I'm going to select this one. Okay, so right now my x-axis is going this way, y is going that way, and the right hand rule, which you start from x, go to y, and your thumb would be pointing towards z. So that means z is pointing towards outside, basically. So what I want to do, I want to have the x pointed the right way. I want to have y coming out of the plane. So I'm going to select this, go in here, I'm going to rotate around the x-axis, okay, and I'm just going to type in -90 degrees. So let's see what happened now. So you can see that z is now pointing this way, x is this way, and again the right hand rule, which you open your right hand with your thumb extended, you start from x and you turn your hand to y and your thumb is pointing towards z. So right now, if I do that exercise, y is coming out at me, and that's exactly what I want. So I've got x pointing this direction, as you can see, y coming out of the plane, and z going that way. Okay, so that's exactly what I want. Now the origin of my UCS is probably the z value is at 0, So I could just you know, move it to one of these points, but let's just see what happens now. So right now I'm going to go into view, 3D views. I'm going to say plan view for current UCS. Okay, so I've got this window active, okay, and I'm going to change that to plan view, okay, for the current UCS. So let's do that and see what happens. So there we go. Okay, so you can see basically right now I've got, it's like I'm looking at it from plan view, but on the UCS that I just created. Okay, just gonna pause for a second. Okay, now I have been trying very hard trying to get the labels to show up on this view, but I haven't been able to fix it. If you guys find a way to fix it, let me know. That would be great. Basically, if I want to know what point I'm looking at, so let's say, you know, I select a point here, siding, okay, and then I switch to this. That point is selected, so it kind of shows up like that. So that is the same point. Okay, if I press escape, deselect it, you see on both, basically it goes up. So that's the corner of the building. Actually, I've got the siding and then I've got a vinyl. So let's select the vinyl, and there it is. So I'm going to draw, I'm going to have my ortho on, which is on. I'm going to draw a vertical line. That's basically my wall line. Okay, so let's just do that. As far as the grade goes here, let me just draw the grade. So I've got grade shots here, so I'm just gonna draw that. So L, type in L. I'm gonna draw a grade from there to there. Okay, maybe to here, and I'm just going to draw a line from this to here. So these lines that I'm drawing, they're actually three-dimensional. Okay, and you can see as I'm drawing it on this view, they will show up three-dimensional on this. So that's my ground level basically. Okay, now I've got I don't need to draw the roof line, so I'm just going to draw the I've got a shot here called US, underside of soffit. And on the picture, basically, that's this line right here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a horizontal. I'm going to find that point, which is right there. And I'm going to draw a line from it. Again, my ortho is on. I'm just going to draw a horizontal line. So that's the bottom of my eve line. Okay. So then I need to draw this line. And again, I've got a few shots here. I'll just pick the one that I used when I was drawing the top view. So 307, go into this view. There it is. Draw a line, vertical, like that. Okay. I've got this one. I don't know if there was actually windows on this face. I don't know, but we'll see. I may be missing some shots, but let's just continue this. Okay, and I've got the siding line here. So I'm basically just drawing the vertical line. So right now, for example, I want to extend this line all the way to the bottom of the soffit. So if I type in extend, select this, and go here, it actually works. Okay. The thing to keep in mind is when I select this line and I list the properties of it, okay, in this UCS, it's got start X, start Y, start Z,